mean you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal? Well... And I even told her not to open that mouth of hers to blab to anyone. Her blab knob is stuck on 10. There's no turning it down, trust me. Yeah, well... Miss Oldbag saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. Engarde come out of the victim's room around the estimated time of death. No way! Okay. Okay, we can present the article then, I guess. We're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves. The scandal with Miss Mikorita? But why? Well, 2 years ago, a woman committed suicide. Suicide? Her name was Celeste Impax. She was Juan Corrida's manager. The victim's manager? But that's not all, pal. Miss Impact was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. She told Miss Andrews everything she knew about business from square one. Her mentor? A woman who was both Mr. Corrida's manager and Miss Andrews' mentor? Could her suicide have something to do with this case? Do you want to know more about her, pal? Yes, we do. She was the victim's manager and also Miss Adrian's mentor. It's been 2 years since her suicide, and now those two are linked to again by another death. Or maybe it's just a coincidence, but I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another. Miss Von Karma, you can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? I don't need a traitor in my midst. You don't mean... I do. Scruffy, you have 30 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye. That's... Wait, please wait, sir. If I don't get this month's pay, I'll... Quiet. If it wasn't for the traitors like you, I would have won. Is that what you want to say? Whew. That voice. Edgeworth. This song. Oh, take it in, everyone. This song. It's so good. This song is named Miles Edgeworth, The Great Revival. Edgeworth? It's been a long time, right? This person? This is Mr. Edgeworth? What am I going to do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong. You haven't changed a bit, Franziska. You... How dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it? You soiled the Von Karma name, dragged it through the mud. You even ran away with your tail between your legs like the ill-bred dog you are. Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed? To be perfect in every way? Then, let's hear it, Franziska. How are things going? I hear you are having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That is why I came back. Keep your assumptions to yourself. I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you. Never. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I will see you tomorrow in court. It will be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory. Still the same wild mare she always was. What did I... Oops, okay. I just... This is going this way, so... There we go. I thought you, the prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, had gone and died. Mr. Nick! I never wanted to see you again. I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you going to run tomorrow's trial? You heard her, right? That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at a trial tomorrow. What's that supposed to mean? I have something definitive that you lack. And working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth. The truth. In order to understand this case, you must understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a little bit more generous with information. Just what's going on inside of his head? A lot of things may have happened, however Manfred von Karma was still my mentor. And a perfect ring record is the proof of a von Karma. 1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in a few cases. Are those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? Did you leave because you had lost your perfect win record? Do you think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish? It'd be better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth. I see. Then let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason? Well, with Franziska, she almost always says, I will defeat you this time, the instant she sees me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client. To save their lives. To save your client, you say? Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals, those kind of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you're a prodigy, or someone like you, Edgeworth. It looks like there's still a lot you have to... It looks like there's a lot you have yet to learn. Jesus, that wording is kind of awkward. A lot I've yet to learn? Me? Well, that's enough for now. The time when you will see is coming soon enough. Yeah, Edgeworth is being very smug here, but Edgeworth is right. We'll get to that later. While I was abroad, these deplorable types of actors become popular, I take it. Well, refreshing like a spring breeze is his motto. Yeah. Edgeworth came back all cultured from Europe. Refreshing? What's so refreshing about a spring breeze? Sounds like the polar is not treating him well this year. We're looking into leads, but we can only look into a few key players with our limited resources. There's no reason for us to wait Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Come on! Why don't you just tell it to me straight and say I don't have any info? Adrian Andrews. She holds a large secret within herself. A secret? You can't help but feel that this whole case revolves around her. No. I don't think there's anything else I have to do here. Regardless, actually, do we have the info on... Yes, we do. Yeah, I mean, I would love to be able to do that, but apparently that's not a situation. This woman is another key to solving this case. Do you really think so? She was Adrian Andrews' mentor a long time ago, but she was suddenly called away to a different show and became Juan Corrida's manager. And then, a few months later, Celeste Impax died. But her death was ruled as a suicide, right? Yes. But there is still one riddle we've yet to solve. What? But there is still one riddle we've yet to... This sentence makes no sense. Fair and well. This thing should grind your gears, Farnwell. It does mine. It's like, this sentence makes no sense. Yeah, I know. The D screws up everything there. A riddle? Her suicide note. It went missing. No one could find it. A suicide note that just vanished, huh? Miss Impact's death was most certainly a suicide. Of that there is no mistake. However, we cannot find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. The suicide note? But how do you know Miss Impact had even written such a note? There was no solid evidence, however. We did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which made it a likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who could hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. John Corrida himself. The victim? He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had the chance to hide her suicide note. Mr. Corrida hid his own manager's suicide note? But why? As long as her note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is the suicide report. Part 1 anyway. Part 1. And now we should be able to go and talk to Adrian. Oh dear. Looks like Miss Andrews isn't here. That's not good. I still have a few questions to ask her. And she has that sight lock on her heart, right? Well, we don't have much of choice. I guess we're gonna have to come back later. And nothing here has changed, right? Just in case. Nope, nothing has changed. Let's move into this room. Maybe she is here now. Nothing has changed here either. Do you know anything about her? Oh, maybe maybe he knows, because he is nope, he doesn't. Why do you do this? Oh, Edgeworth is great. I guess, okay, I guess there's still something we can like drag out of Edgeworth. But Edgeworth is great, that's the thing. Oh, right, we can actually move to the detention center. Maybe we can go there, ask him about her. Nope, he doesn't know anything. How much do you know? Oh, what do you mean how much? Mr. Lawyer, I may be your client, but I hope you will keep yourself out of my personal life. No, I would never. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lunch appointment I have to keep. You're in detention. Who in the world are you going to eat with? The security guard? Mr. Nick. This Celeste impacts later. Somehow, I have the feeling she's a very important person to all this. Okay, so now we have that one out of the way. No, maybe we can find her now in the lobby. Over at the room now because we went there because he left. Nope. Excuse me. Thank you. Ah, of course. Maybe I can just ask Edgeworth about the accused or defendant. No, I did ask him about him. I don't like looking through the reports. I like suicide reports even less. Worst of all, at all the reports that have multiple parts, like this one. That one, it has two. 2 parts? What you just handed to me is the first part of the report. Here is the second part. The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempted name is Adrian Andrews. Miss Andrews? What did she do? She tried to kill herself. There we go. She doesn't seem like the type of person to try and kill herself, though. You think she's a strong career woman? That's just what she wants you to think. Adrian Andrews. She has a certain secret she is always trying to hide. A secret? Her dependent nature. That's what she's really like on the inside. Miss Andrews. Dependent? Talk about the exact opposite of what that woman is. What's this about Miss Andrews having a dependent nature? Adrian Andrews' attempted at suicide was a few days after the death of Celeste Impacts. And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she had apparently lost her will to live. Lost her will? But why would she? A pillar of strength. Her mentor, Celeste Impacts, was gone forever. That's why. Why would that? Is this what they call following someone to the grave? After her attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She is someone who needs a person in whom she can trust absolutely. And when she finds that person, she'll do anything she can to keep them near. Without such an anchor in her life, her crippling anxiety stifles her ability to live. And that's the nature of her dependency of others? When Celeste Impacts suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian Andrews herself. Then, that means her super confident attitude, it's all a facade. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together. How terrible. Now we can go talk to her. Oh, Miss Andrews is here. But it looks like she's talking with someone. That's Francesca von Karma. Miss von Karma? What are you doing here? Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so... You got some nerve. Following me around. Following you? That was you, Miss von Karma. You're the one doing the following. Pearls? You're always following after that Mr. Detective with the little beard. Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. Let me show you something interesting, little girl. What is that? An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on that detective. And with this, I know that the fool's every move. So that noise we heard was this receiver. I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumshoe now. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? All right. What were those two talking about? Miss Andrews, she seems a little dazed, doesn't she? No, that's wrong button. Celeste Impacts, your mentor. How do you know about Celeste? Miss Impacts, she committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Juan Corrida's manager. So, I believe you got close to Mr. Corrida so you could find more about her suicide. You have a great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckracker for a putrid third-rate tabloid. Miss Andrews, there was no mystery surrounding her death, none. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Is there really no mystery at all? I believe you were completely at ease with her way her suicide was resolved. Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like, maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Corrida. Juan? And Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same things. That is why you became intimate with Mr. Corrida. I sat by quietly and listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor, however, allow me to say this again. It has nothing to do with me. I didn't even know her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes in the lives of others. That's the impression you like to give, however, I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. This is proof that Celeste was someone very important to you. Miss Andrews, you nearly went through with it too, didn't you? Went through with what? Ending your life. Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, that's all a lie, a facade. You've always searched out for people whom you can depend on. So that's... You were dependent on Miss Impax, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had. So stop! When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about this police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Corrida of hiding Miss Impact's note. You heard about it and thought to recover it from him by getting close to him, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was, why was the victim killed? Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the one with a reason to want Mr. Corrida dead. Me? Miss Impact was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder. Murder? There we go. This case is just dreadful, really. It's true. I am a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small and I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. I pushed against all that, though. I tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Miss Andrews, this one thing is the one thing I want to take with me to the grave. It was my secret. Mine and mine alone. I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews, all I want to know is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note, and that someone was Juan Corrida. Celeste. Without her, I became scared. Everything. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me. So you got close to Mr. Corrida to recover a suicide note, correct? Looks like that tabloid reported the truth, after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke there's fire. And if they purposefully add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so I understand. Oh, I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide. I'd like for you to keep it a secret. Miss Andrews, if people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. Alright, I understand. We'll keep it a secret. Miss Andrews, I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says anything without carefully thinking it through first. Yeah, she does. Thank you for your discretion. Mr. Nick, can I ask you something? What is it? Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a while back. That card? Yeah, I guess she has. Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It suddenly appeared in my handbag. What is it? It looks like a seashell. That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from. Her not remembering something clearly? Sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. Well, I must be off. I'll leave Mr. Engarde in your capable hands.